Hello, my dear soldiers. Let us take up the next question on chapter completion and review. This comes from the January 2025 revision test paper. During the audit of a company, CA Karthik has noticed that company's turnover has fallen drastically as compared to last 3 years due to loss of its major market and key customers. So what has happened? The company's turnover has fallen drastically. Say, let us assume drastically means more than 50% fall in the turnover because loss of major market and key customers. The company is in need of funds of new product development, but the bankers are not willing to lend the financial support, which additional audit procedures need to be performed by CA Karthik in SA 570 when such events and conditions are identified. Now, what is happening? One is there is a loss of major market. Second one, there is a loss of key customers. Okay, and now the company wants funding for new product development. That is also not, they are not getting, actually bank is said like we are not ready to give you any loan. Now this is, he is asking that what are the additional audit procedures to be applied as per SA 570. My dear soldiers, SA 570 deals with the going concern. Going concern is a fundamental accounting assumption as to whether the entity will continue in foreseeable future, that is, next 12 months after the balance sheet date. Whether the entity is able to realize the asset and settle the liabilities in the normal course of business. Are they able to realize the assets, the current assets, and settle the current liabilities in the normal course of business? That is what we have to check in case of the going concern. So, as I told you, my dear soldier, that going concern is a fundamental accounting assumption as to whether the entity will continue in foreseeable future or not. That is what we understand by the concept or by the aspect of what you can say the going concern. That is the thing actually. So, this is what you have to understand about the concept aspect of what you can say the going concern, and that's the thing actually here. So, whether the entity will continue or not, that you need to examine, that you need to highlight as far as the going concern is concerned. Whether the entity is going to continue or not, that you have to highlight, my dear soldiers, as far as the going concern is concerned. That's the thing actually here. Okay. So now what happens? There are certain golden rules. For example, the auditor has to obtain sufficient and appropriate audit evidence as to whether the as to appropriateness of management use of going concern based of accounting for the preparation and presentation of financial statement. Again, I repeat, the auditor has to obtain sufficient and appropriate audit evidence as to appropriateness of management use of going concern based of accounting for the preparation and presentation of financial statement. The auditor has to obtain sufficient and appropriate audit evidence as to the material uncertainty on events and condition that causes significant doubt on the entity's ability to continue as a going concern. So, and further, what is the implication of going concern on the financial statement and the audit report? That has to be checked. Then there are some additional procedures. For example, you have to check whether the management has performed an assessment of the entity's ability to continue as a going concern. Where management has not performed the assessment of the entity's ability to continue as a going concern, you have to request the management, please perform the assessment. You have to evaluate the management plan for future action in relation to going concern assessments and whether the outcome of this plan is likely to improve the situation and whether it is feasible in nature, whether that plan is feasible in nature or not, that you have to check. You have to check the cash flow forecast and analysis of the forecast. See, cash flow is a very important statement. It will give an indicator that is there any events or condition that will cast a significant doubt. So, what is the cash flow forecast? It will also include the management plan for future action. Cash flow forecast, you have to evaluate the source data which is used to prepare the forecast, plus you have to see the assumptions. Are the assumptions realistic in nature? Okay. Then further you have to consider the any facts or circumstances actually here which affects the management assessment of going concern. And further, any written representation from the management are those charged with governance as to what is the management plan for future action. What is the feasibility of the plan? Now they are not getting bank loans, so they'll approach a financial institution for loan. What steps they will take to recover the money? Okay, that means raise the funds and fund their new product. What steps they will take? That is what you have to understand in the going concern. Okay, so I hope you are clear, my dear soldiers. I'll see you in the next video.